Please, if you are hearing me, so that we'll be on the same page. If you are hearing me, please kindly put an emoji or just give me a sign so that we can proceed. Please, if you are hearing me, I welcome you all to this wonderful section. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sani Ibrahim. Very much welcome to today's section, the long-awaited section we've all been waiting for. My name is Mr. Franklin Ohiri, and I'm the support specialist for BankPlus. So I'll be your anchor for today, and I'll be driving you through some of the things we have for you today. We promise not to waste much of our time. We know we all have various things to attend to. So without wasting much of our time, I will want to drive you through some of the problems that we are facing as an educationist. Having the privilege of being nurtured and coached by a retired headmistress who happens to be my mother, and growing through the finances that comes from a particular school. So the complaints mostly comes out of, okay, the parents have not really done this, the parents have not really done that. I've actually had so many encounters in my work endeavors, interacting with teachers and headmistress. And some of the problems, I've been able to identify some of these problems, and I want to share with us, if you agree with me, because these are not far-fetched. We have this at our fingertips, and it poses some threats to some of these schools, especially schools who are actually starting. You understand? They need finance to do maintenance, pay their teachers, and also retaining of teachers is also key. And without giving them a better pay at when due, these are problems that really comes up. So one of the biggest challenges school faces is the timely collection of fees. Delayed or incomplete payments often disrupt academic planning, affect staff salaries, hinder infrastructure development, and limit the delivery of quality education. So manual payment processes can also lead to reconciliation errors, long queues, and administrative inefficiencies. Now, to overcome these challenges, school needs to secure seamless digital payment solutions that simplify fee collections, improve transparency, and ensure steady cash flow for sustainable operations. We can see now that some of these problems have been identified, and what we do at BankPlus is to identify the problem. We always come to feel a need. We've succeeded in moving the traditional banking system from the analog system of operations into the digital platform. And currently, we are carving a niche for ourselves in bringing up small-scale business to operate in a very, very, very big digital space without even spending much. And they are doing this with ease. Now we are in the education sector. BankPlus was like, okay, how can we affect the education sector? And that is why we are here now to tell you that you don't really need too much energy for you to extract these fees from the parents. You don't really need these processes, these large processes. Now, like I said, the late payment fees, the outstanding fee debts, the manual payment processes, the payment reconciliation challenges, the lack of payment visibility, the long queues and administrative bottlenecks, fraud and payment disputes, limited payment options, poor communications and reminders, then high administrative costs, economic hardship. All these have been identified as the problem. All these have been identified as the problem. Now, how can BankPlus come in to help you? Now we have come with what we call the BankPlus education system, the BankPlus education infrastructure. Education. Now, we have come to see how we can help you to get these fees out. And some of the ways we can actually do that on our BankPlus infrastructural app or features is the seamless digital fee collections. The next speaker will be driving you through the processes and the onboarding processes of how to get on board on these features or on these applications. Now, we have seamless digital fee collections. We have multiple payment options. Now, parents can now pay school fees anytime, anywhere through multiple secure channels, eliminating the need for cash payment and long queues. Now, at your own free chance, you don't have the parents no longer have to be there is this thing that comes to parents like, okay, from this time to this time there is this payment issues that I have to pay school fees. Oh, I don't have to touch this money, I have to do this, I have to do. Some parents actually go as far as dipping hard into the business account to see that they fit in these bills, especially when schools comes like, okay, we are doing school drive, children will be chased out of schools and so on and so forth. Now they are under pressure. Now imagine introducing a platform where schools can actually get these fees deducted directly from these parents. Now imagine having this plan of where a parent can actually make payment in the comfort of their house without even looking for receipts or anything. Now the parents get everything done, the receipts are done digitally, the records are kept, nothing like manual receipts again. All you need to do is just, the parent receives an email that, okay, your fees have been collected, or this particular amount of money has been done on this social time. Now we are creating a payment plan for this parent to see that, okay, can a parent actually, in less than a month, can a parent actually do this, pay this fee instrumentally, and what are the measures we have put in place for a parent to pay this fee and make sure that this money are being, are paid at when due. Now, these measures is that on our core banking application or our education app, what we did was to bring out a feature where parents can actually pick up a plan and engage in that plan strictly to make sure that between now and this time, these payments are actually retrieved from these parents. Now, of course, there must be an MOU to be signed by this parent to ensure that, because there are parents who really wants to pay these fees, but the inability for them to meet up as at when due, it is the problem. Most parents receive their payments, their salaries at middle of the month, while some parents receive their salaries at the end of the month. And most of this school fees drive comes in first week of the month or last week of the month, especially when exams are drawing near. Now, let's not forget that there are unforeseen circumstances. I may decide to want to pay and something comes up. Now, BankPlus Education, we have a plan for that, where parents can comfortably pay their school fees without having any issues. Now, like I've said, the multiple payment options is there, where you can actually use your USSD cards, your cards, mobile banking app. You can pay through an app. Now, an app will be designed specifically for your school, where parents can actually log into that app and pay their fees. Now, check their track records of the fees and can actually download payment receipts from the app without even coming to the school. Now, the school sits with a laptop, the accountant or the buzzer sits with a laptop and controls more than 1,000 parents, how they pay their money, the denomination that was used to pay the money, and so on and so forth. BankPlus educational infrastructure covers all those problems. Now, automated payment reconciliation. Now, we have issues of trying to reconcile payments when a parent comes to tell you, I have made this payment, or I've not seen my alert, or have you not seen the alert? Now, we have been able to solve that using our BankPlus structure, our BankPlus education structure. Now, everything is automated. From the moment the money is being paid down to the reception of that money, everything is automated. The ones that are pending, you will see it there that, oh, it's pending. What could be the cause? Probably you've not moved from tier 1 to tier 2, or from tier 2 to tier 3. That could be the problem. Once the issue is resolved, boom, the money gets to the receiver, and you can track your transaction. You can track your transaction history there. Now, we also have the real-time payment notifications. Now, for every payment that is being done, it's being communicated to you or sent to you in real time. So it's being sent to you in real time. You have all these details. You don't need to start looking at files or looking at documents. There was one school I visited, and I went into the buzzer's room. I went into the buzzer's room and office, I mean, and I was seeing, like, you know, a lot of cupboards, and I was like, wow, man, you need to move from this analog system down to the digital, down to the digital system. Please, if you have not muted, this, please mute, please. We are having some environmental backgrounds. Please mute. Please mute. Please, we advise that you all mute. Questions and answer will be done. Please, we advise that you all mute. Please, thank you very much. Somebody is talking in the background. So I proceed. So the next is student payment dashboard. The next is student payment dashboard. Now, each student will have a dashboard of everything that comes into the parents monitors every payment that is being done through that dashboard, both for fees and also for probably they want to for buying of foods or items, buying of books. Let's say the school has a big bookshop that will make payments directly to buy books and textbooks. So through that dashboard, you can monitor every payment that is being done for that particular child. Now, this same dashboard is also visible to you as the school administrator. You as the school administrator is also visible to you. You can also monitor everything a particular parent has done for that particular child. You can monitor also on the dashboard. It cannot be alterated because all these are digitally and automatically imputed. They appear in real time. So you can just view, you can take the record, you can print out those records, and you can also send it as an email to the parents to ensure that you people are on the same page. So the next we also have is automated reminders on payment. Okay, it comes in if you want to position it as every 1 week or every three weeks or every month. You can decide to put a payment reminder to pay. You don't need no longer SMS platform for you to send messages. No, we can do that automatically from your CBA. When I mean CBA, it means core banking application for your education features. So you can do that. Flexible payment reminders, secure and transparent transaction, faster financial reporting. I think this is also a problem when it comes to keeping records of finances that comes in and finances that also goes out. This is also a good one for the school. Now, reduce administrative workload. Yes, this will make you reduce the cost to parents. It will also reduce you attending to walk-in parents. It will reduce that. You can actually channel that energy to something that could actually be meaningful to the school. So with all this, you can see that the BankPlus Education transforms school fees collection into a simple, secure, and efficient process, improving revenue collections, enhancing transparency, reducing administrative burdens, and enabling schools to focus on what matters most, delivering quality education. Another main feature of the core banking app is staff management. Now, your school has the capacity using our CBA to manage your staff. Now, each of these staff is being created with our CBA, with the particular portfolio. You can use that to pay salaries. You can use that to monitor when to do attendance for your teachers. You can use that to do attendance for your teachers or for your staffs. You can use that the staff management to also get reports on their dealings, on their daily dealings or weekly dealings. You can use that. That's why it's called staff management. You have the payrolls. You can insert your payrolls and pay salaries. An account number will be generated for all the staffs using your school name. When payments are being done, it goes to their account number. They can actually pull it out from there and do their other transactions. So you can see that this is an all-in-one structure, an all-in-one structure that covers your education system or your school to ensure that payments of school fees are collected with ease digitally. Management of staffs are also done without you going to, without you trying to crack your brain on what this teacher is doing or what this teacher is not doing. The BankPlus Education features covers you all. So the next speaker will be driving you through the process of onboarding on the BankPlus Education core banking system. We'll be driving you through that, telling you some of the benefits that would come as a partner of BankPlus, because what we are doing, we are targeting at most 100 schools to be partnered with BankPlus. After 100 schools, I doubt if there are going to be some admissions, because we want to take more what we can chew. So 100 schools, and it's going to be on a first come, first serve basis. So we urge you that after this section, after the next speaker, we will urge you that you try as much as possible to put us in contact to see how we can get you onboarded on this. So I'll be passing you through Mr. Kabiru, who is the business development manager of the BankPlus. You'll be seeing him often in your school to help you do the needful about the onboarding process. I still remain Mr. Franklin Ohiri, and it's been a wonderful time. I'll still be available on the call for questions and answer related or directed to me. I'll still be available on the call. So thank you very much, and I wish you a happy stay at this seminar.
All right, thank you so much. So Mr. Kabiru is going to be our next speaker. Like I said earlier, Mr. Kabiru is the business developer at BankPlus Nigeria, and is going to be bringing to this conversation his 14 years experience working in the Nigerian classroom as an educator, and of course as a business developer. He has expertise in fintech, and he has worked closely with educational institutions to help them scale and growth in different aspects. So welcome to the call, Mr. Kabiru.
All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this wonderful session. My name is Kabir Usman, and I'm a business developer at BankPlus Nigeria. And I'm really glad that you're here today. One of the speakers have actually done justice to some of the things we need to know when it comes to BankPlus Education and all the services that we're offering to schools. But then, based on our topic for today, I would want to ask, and I want us to be honest with each other here, because I want to ask this from the very beginning. This is not going to be a typical seminar where we talk about theory and you go home and nothing changes. I want this session to be genuinely useful to you all, whether you own a school, whether you manage one, or you are the person who has to chase parents for fees every time. So I want you to leave here today with a clear picture of what a better system looks like and exactly how to get there. Can we all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to talk about fee collection, not in a boring way, but in a way that addresses something that almost every school in Nigeria struggle with. Now, getting parents to pay on time without drama, without back and forth, and without your staff spending half of their week on the phone. This is what I want us to address today. But before then, let me ask you something. And I want you to be honest with yourself, like I've said from the beginning. How many of you right now have parents who still owe fees from last time? Just think about this. You must necessarily give me an answer now. But then, how many of you have a staff member whose job is basically to call parents and remind them about their outstanding fees? How many arguments have happened in your school this year because a parent is claiming they've paid and your records say otherwise? I'll make a case study, an example of this. I visited a school a couple of months back here in Abuja, Kuba to be precise. There and then in front of me, I went there to present this BankPlus Education to the school. I was there when the parent walked in with a receipt gotten from a POS terminal for a payment she has made for her child. Now, this has caused, I was there when this dispute happened. There was a back and forth between the parent and the bursary department, claiming that she has paid this fee, but then the receipt is faded already, and the school management cannot verify her payment. At first, I just had to smile because why? This is exactly why I was in that school at that time. And I was able to present to school thereafter that these are some of the things our BankPlus Education solves. Now, like I said, this is the reality that most schools are dealing with. And the frustrating thing is, it is not new. Virtually most schools face this every day. It happens every time. You know it's going to happen. And yet, there's no risk system in place to stop this. Now, late payments, manual tracking, payment disputes, overloaded staff, not a cash flow that's constantly under pressure. These aren't isolated problems. They are all connected and they all come from the same root issue, which we are going to get into in a minute. Now, I would want us to understand this. Here's what I want us to see clearly. When we talk about late payment fees, they don't just affect your bank accounts, they trigger a chain reaction. Because when the parent delays fees, paying salaries on time becomes an issue for schools. You can't pay salaries on time, and staff morale drops. These are some of the challenges we all face, most schools face when it comes to the issues of paying late from the part of the parents. Now, school also cannot be able to meet up with their vendors and suppliers because they cannot pay them on time. Now, since you cannot pay your vendors on time, it means you cannot restock. That means you don't deliver and they slow the system down on its own. Now, and eventually all of this creates tension between you and the parents because they are hearing complaints from teachers or not noticing that things aren't running smoothly. Students take these things home, how schools are not moving smoothly, how they are not being taught, and why? Because some of these challenges, they are being confronted, teachers are being, or the school is being confronted with them, and it all boils down to the issues of late fees and payment. And think about this. From my research, I've been able to see that bosses and admin staffs in schools, in private schools specifically, spend anywhere from 3 to 5 working days every time just chasing payments. These are things that I've had an experience with firsthand in some of the schools I have visited, and also in some of the schools I was opportuned to work with. That's nearly a full work week every time, doing something that a proper system should be doing automatically. All these, I can tell you, are the cost of late payments, which is not just financial, it is operational and it affects your whole school. Now, here's the part that a lot of school owners skip that I want you to know today. They assume parents are just being difficult, but the truth is, parents are not difficult. Some parents are genuinely hard to reach because most parents are not trying to be a problem. So why do they pay late? This is a question I expect every school owners to ask themselves. Parents cannot genuinely be trying to make things hard for the school, but then why are they making payments very late? Now, some of them genuinely don't have the full amount at once. Just like one of my speakers rightly said, we have all these systems in check to take care of this. Some parents do not have this amount to pay at once. What are we looking at? It is not every parent that could afford to pay the sum of 100,000 or 200,000 at once at the beginning of a term. And nobody sent them a reminder before a deadline. These are some of the challenges schools have to face when it comes to collecting fees from the parents. Like I said, there is not something they do genuinely. Some of them simply forget. Life is busy. They meant to pay, they haven't, but nobody sent them a reminder before the deadline. Now, some of them don't even fully understand the payment terms. When was the deadline again? Some of them ask. You said a child to their parent at home. The parent in turn start asking the child, when was the deadline for this payment? When am I supposed to make this payment? Because this is one of the reasons why some of them delay, because in their experience, nothing happens. If they pay late, it's another thing. There is no automated consequences. There is no urgency. And when you understand why parents pay late, you can build a system that removes these barriers. And that's what we are going to talk about now. And this is where our platform, the BankPlus Education, comes in. So what's the answer to all these questions? Why parents pay late? Why are there no automated reminders? I want to be very clear to you about something. Like I've said, the solution is not to send more messages on WhatsApp. Some schools are found of, okay, I have parents' numbers, I have their registers where I can actually send them messages via WhatsApp. Ma, sir, please, your payment is due. Please pay up to avoid unnecessary issues and not that with your child. But then, like I said, it is not about sending repeated WhatsApp messages. It is to add another person. It's not even about adding another person to the staff just to chase parents. I don't know if you're all following. Now, it is definitely, again, not to get stricter and start threatening parents. This is not what we are expecting a school to do. And that is why we are trying to provide you with a solution that actually help this. We are trying to make you see a system that makes paying on time the easiest, most natural thing for the parent to do. Now, what I want us to understand here today is this. I've broken this system into 5 different pillars that I want to brush through for every school owners and school managers to understand. My first pillar that I would want us to understand here is what I call a clear payment structure and terms. Now, before a parent can pay on time, they need to know what on time means. What do we mean by paying on time? This sounds obvious, but you would be surprised how many schools still communicate fee information vaguely. A letter goes home, maybe a text message, like I said, probably via WhatsApp or normal text message, and that is it. No clear deadline, no breakdown of what the money covers. Is it covering for a school fee? Is it covering for caution? Is it covering for whatever fees the award is expected to pay in school? Now, like I said, there is no breakdown of what this money covers, no mention of whether installments are possible. The first thing you need to do is getting this information out of your head and into a system where parents can always see it clearly. Now, talking about our platform, the BankPlus Education, this lets you set all of this up digitally. Fee schedules per class, fee schedules per term, fee schedules per session, so that every parent is looking at the same clear information, and that erases any sign of confusion. Now, the second pillar I'll tell us today is the flexible payment options. What I'm telling you now are things that I will have available on our platform called the BankPlus Education. This one is big. That is a flexible payment option. And I think it's something a lot of schools have been slow to embrace. Not every parent can pay, like I said earlier, not every parent can pay 150,000 or 200,000 in one go at the start of the term. That is just the reality. But many of those same parents could actually pay, or could absolutely pay, if you gave them the option to spread it across 4 weeks. Now, what are we dealing with? Flexible payment is not charity. This is one thing I also expect us to know. It is a strategy, because a parent who is into an installment plan and paying consistently, from my experience, is far better than a parent who owes the full amount and hasn't paid anything. Now, having said this, I want us to understand that with BankPlus Education, parents can be set up on a standing order with BankPlus Education. Now, if you can see my screen, I'm trying to share a slide where you get through some of these pillars that I'm explaining. Now, with BankPlus Education, parents can set up on a standing order, meaning they authorize automatic deductions from their account on specific dates. They don't have to remember. Like I said, life is busy, life is tough. Most parents do not genuinely ignore paying early because they want to. It is because of the fact that they are either committed to one or two other things, and they are not being reminded as it should be. Now, like I said, they don't have to remember. They don't even have to transfer manually. It just happens. You can also set up auto debit mandates in this BankPlus Education platform, which means once a parent agrees to the payment schedule, the system handles everything, and payments can be made through bank transfers, via card, or even USSD. Whatever works for them, it is what will be approved on the platform. The more ways you give someone to pay, I believe the fewer excuses they will have. These are things I've been able to come about via experiences over the years. Now, the top pillar I'll share with you today is what I call the automated reminders and notifications. Now, if you're seeing my screen, in this part, I want you to think about how many times a bursar or an admin staff of your school has to personally call the parent to remind them about fees. Think about how uncomfortable that is. Think about how long it takes. And imagine if you never have to do that again. Now, on the BankPlus Education platform, automated reminders means the system sends a message to every parent 3 days before a deadline, the day before, and even on the day itself. On the condition that the parent have already paid, they get a payment notification or a confirmation. These are things that you get on the BankPlus platform. If they haven't, they also get a polite nudge. If an installment is due, these parents get a reminder if there is an outstanding balance, which I believe most schools face these challenges, then the system flags it. If this happens without anyone in your office lifting a finger, not your boss, not your admin officer, without going through the stress of you have to create enmity between themselves and the parent trying to remind them that their dues are outdated. Now, it's just the system doing its job. That is what this BankPlus education platform is. It's just the system doing its job. Now, the awkwardness only comes when it's a human being that having to make that call. Like I said, your boss or your admin staff. This alone cuts your late payment rate significantly. So you now see that having to use the BankPlus education platform helps you in retrieving or copying the incidents of late payments on the part of the parents. Now, what happens on the platform, like you can see, I've given a snippet of what the dashboard looks like. Now, I call this the real-time visibility for schools, the fourth pillar that I want us to look at today. Raise your hands here if you have ever been in a situation where a parent says, I paid, and you're not sure. When I started this presentation, I made a reference to a school I visited in Kubwa, where there and then in front of me, a parent even came with a receipt that she got from a POS terminal where she made this transfer to the school account. But the school had to scan through all their documents, trying to verify if this payment came in, but then the receipt is even washed off already. So I was just there smiling. On the platform called BankPlus Education, there is what we call real-time visibility for schools, just like an accountability. On this platform, you'll be able to see that, not sure, like I said, a parent said they paid, and you're not sure, and someone has to do what? Dig through a register, or even have to call the bank. That is what happens. But that should never happen in 2026. I want us to understand this. This is not something I expect any school to have to go through in this present era of 2026. And what am I trying to say here? With BankPlus Education, it doesn't have to be like this. There is real-time visibility. It means that at any moment, right now, from your phone, from your laptop, you can open the dashboard like you can see on your screen and see exactly who has paid, how much they paid, what it was meant for, and who still has an outstanding balance. Not to think of even how you can even send automated messages to parents. You can all get this on the platform. You can filter it by class. You can also filter this by term. It means that you can actually check by classes to see who has paid in a class, check by term to see who has paid in a particular term. Is it your first term? Is it your second term? Or is it your third term? Now, and all this can be seen or can be done in a matter of seconds. That is, you can see this full payment history of any student in seconds. It's just a matter of seconds. This changes how you run your school finances completely. Instead of you having to react to problems, you are ahead of them. Because having to chase parents about in trying to remind them to pay their fees is you reacting to problems, which of course bring rise to more problems. So now this is a smarter way to react to this problem and stay ahead of it. You can see which class has the most outstanding fees, even 3 weeks before the deadline. All these things are possible through the BankPlus Education platform. And this helps you in taking action early. Now, instead of having to scramble at the end of the term, I believe this is what real-time visibility gives you. And that is what I call control. These are all the things, or some of the things, that you can get through the real-time visibility for schools via the platform BankPlus Education. Now, the fifth pillar I have here talks about the seamless reconciliation and reporting. The first speaker also made reference to this seamless reconciliation that can take place via the platform, the BankPlus Education. Now, end of term reconciliation. At the end of every term or session, schools have to go through the rigorous processes of having to reconcile their books. Now, end of term reconciliation, I would ask, how long does that take? Or how long does that usually take your team? For most schools, from my experience, it at least takes 2 to 3 days of someone going through receipts. You have to scan through all the receipts you have in school, matching payments, correcting errors, trying to figure out only the numbers do not, you're just trying to figure out how those numbers do not match up. And even then, there are usually discrepancies. Because with BankPlus Education, every transaction is tracked automatically. Every transaction is tracked automatically. You don't have to go through the stress of having to scan through a book, try to check matching payments, correcting errors there and then. So on this platform, the moment it happens, it is tracked automatically. You don't have to go back and reconcile anything. It is already done. You can pull a full payment summary for any term, for any class, even for any students at any time. One thing I need us to understand here is this. I've been making reference to any class, any term, and any students. On the BankPlus Education platform, every student have a generated account number. This makes it easier for parents to make payments. If you have three different children in a school, each of these child have a designated account number. You cannot tell me you've made a payment without it reflecting on the platform. I don't have to go through the stress of, Mama Ngozi says she made a payment for Ngozi. Now, how do I reconcile when or how this payment comes in? On the platform, it reflects directly for who he made this payment for. That particular child is reflecting for him or is reflecting for her on the BankPlus Education platform. Now you can see that you can put a full payment summary for any time, like I said, any class and any student at any time. And when it's time for your auditors, for schools that have auditors coming in, or when you need to make decisions about the next session, you have clean, accurate reports that are very ready for you to use. Not something someone have to put together in Excel at 11 p.m. a night before that day. I believe the accountants or the author or the school managers or owners in this call will see that this automatically reduces the stress or the strenuous effort you have to put in trying to do reconciliation and reporting. Now, this is not just about convenience that I want us to understand. We're not just offering you something that has to do with just convenience. It is about you having a data that you can actually trust. You need a data that you can actually trust. So these are some of the 5 pillars and some of the things you can actually get from the platform. Now, the last thing I will touch here is what I call the cost advantage. The cost advantage is generally talking about a fee that the BankPlus Education is offering you. Now, from my research and from my visitations to schools all around, I was able to find out that when you see this, like the screen before you, you see that I have a typical competitor there. I was able to research that a school paying as high as 150,000 as school fee per term through the platform, either Paystack or Flutterwave, incur a charge of 2,000 naira per student. Now, let's boil it down to BankPlus Education. Now, we are telling you, in your school, in a term, per student, you are only paying the sum of 500 naira per a child. Now, one thing you need to understand here is this. Instead of having to incur 2,000 naira charge just for a payment of school fee, where you do not have a benefit to enjoy, where you still have to go through the stress of a manual reconciliation, the stress of having to create an Excel sheet for staff salaries, the stress of having to go to the bank before you can make payments of staff salaries. Now, on the platform called the BankPlus Education, you are paying just 500 naira to get all these services offered to you at little or no cost. It means per student, you are paying just a flat fee of 500 naira per child. Then enjoy all the other benefits that comes with the BankPlus Education platform. Is it your staff onboarding? Is it your student onboarding? Is it your staff salary? Is it your staff attendance? Is it this the idea of automated reminders? Everything that I've actually pointed out from this seminar are things you stand to gain and enjoy on the platform called the BankPlus Education at little or no cost, like I said, 500 naira. Now you will now see that with a statistic. Now, I made a comparison for a school that have 1,000 students. It's just a very simple math that you can do at your own end. Now, imagine saving 1,500 naira per student per term. It means you are saving yourself, if you have a workforce of 1,000 students per term, it means you are saving yourself 1.5 million naira per term. And that is 75% lower than typical platforms, the Flutterwave or the Paystack that you are paying through. These are some of the benefits that you stand to gain or enjoy on the platform BankPlus Education. Now, let's just look at the next thing on our screen. The 4 simple steps that you can actually start with this whole thing. Now, it's just for you to express it. Everybody knows you have to start with an expression of interest. You have to share your school's current fee structure and enrollment size with our team. We take it from there. we customize everything to your school. The dashboard reflects your school name, it reflects your school identity, your school logo, and everything. It is customized strictly or specifically for your school needs, the fee schedules and the classes. Thereafter, we proceed to your staff onboarding, where you train your bossa or the admin staff that will be approved to handle the platform. The platform, like I said, is intuitive. It takes a day, not even a week to set up. It's something that within the close of an eye, it is being set up for you to use. And the next thing for you to just launch and then go live. These are just the procedures, very simple steps that we go through in onboarding any school. Now, I have an exclusive offer for seminar attendees. I made reference to a 500 naira payment. Now, your payment fee comes in 2 forms for these seminars exclusively. Now, I'm going to give you a full session commitment. Any school present today on this seminar that is ready to commit to a full session payment on this platform, do your math. Now, the payment is free. It is going to be set up for you at a 0 cost. It means you are committing to a full academic session with transactions fees for a full term, where you pay for 2 terms ahead to get all this. This is what I'm offering the school that is present today that would want to explore our platform, the BankPlus Education. Now, I believe we've done justice to reasons why parents pay late, things that can be done to curb issues like that on the part of the school, on the part of our platforms, how we can actually help the schools manage this issue of having to pay late. Because like I said, parents do not do most of these things intentionally. Life happens, they are all busy. But then it is always a thing of joy to see that there is an automated reminder that could actually give them a prompt that, man, sir, your payment is due, or you've given a mandate that there should be a direct debit on your platform or your account. So at a specific time, it's relieving them the stress of having to go through in making payments, even on their own. It is just for the school to adopt this platform, and this be communicated to the parents. Thank you for having me on this platform. I still remain myself, Kabir Usman, a business developer at BankPlus Nigeria. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much for that wonderful session, Mr. Kabir Usman. We are glad to be impacted from your depth of knowledge. Thank you so much. So our headline speaker is a very, very important guest in the person of Ahmed Momo Sani. He is the founder CEO of Mehtic Technology, the company behind BankPlus Education software. Ahmed Momo Sani has spent years building financial infrastructures for institutions across Africa. He has worked closely with government institutions, private sector, real estate companies, schools and educational institutions, financial institutions, lending operations, and payment system. Like I said earlier, he is the head behind BankPlus Education. And recently, I must mention, it is worthy to note that BankPlus Education won the RegTech Africa 2026 Startup World Cup held in Abuja, and the team will be heading to San Francisco to represent Nigeria on a global stage. Like Mr. Usman Kabir mentioned earlier, we should take advantage of this opportunity, because the next time you're going to hear about BankPlus Education, you might have to pay so much to get your school onboarded on it. I know we have lots of questions. You can drop them on the chat box. But for now, let's bring on our speaker, our very august speaker for today, Mr. Ahmed Momo Sani. You're welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this session. Please confirm you can hear me, so I can proceed from this end. All right. Having confirmed that, I think we'll be moving on. Mr. Sani, thank you for raising up your hand, meaning you can hear me very well. The 2 speakers have addressed the core things about this team when it have to do with education and payments. And I will be talking deeply, especially in payment, reconciliation, and accounting. As an accountant who has actually worked with schools and other financial institutions, I know how difficult it is especially when it comes to bank reconciliation and when it comes to single account reconciliation for school operators and accountants or bosses who work in schools. They know the headache they have to go through in this single account reconciliation, whereby every parent, every student has to pay all their payment to a single account. The amount, the fees charged by bank, even to print this account, bogus account statement before you can start tracing each and every receipt with your account statement. And if at all there are payments without receipts, it becomes difficult to identify the students who have actually paid or the parents who actually made that payment. These are real problems. These are not guesswork. These are not just observation, or these are not just calculated research that were done from one table. No, these are real problems that face schools on a daily basis. Now, outside this huge problem that face the reconciliation side and payment side, there's another problem that actually face school administrators, school owners. They find it difficult to get a single report. They wait for accountants for days to provide them with a report of how many people have paid and how many people are yet to pay, and what is the amount collected, how many have paid partially, how many have paid in full. These are real problems that accountants deal with every month, spending days, and the school administrator or school owners have to even expand that team, have to expand that department to have as many as possible hands so that reports can be coming quickly. These are real problems. However, these problems are all solved with the Mehtic BankPlus Education, because with the BankPlus Education, the accountant does not have to spend days, weeks, months trying to reconcile payments. Payments are automatically reconciled on their own. I know people will be asking, how can payment be automatically reconciled? How does the system know who pays and who doesn't pay? Like what the previous speaker said, I would like to elaborate on that. The system actually allocates individual account to individual students, making it possible for every parent to be uniquely identified or for every student to be uniquely identified by the system. With this, the system can automatically reconcile payments, know who has paid in full, know who has paid partially, and how many people are left unpaid, how many people have paid partially, and the total amount that have actually been paid by these parents. Now, it doesn't just end there. Accounting reports are automatically generated, whether in days, in months, or in weeks. Imagine a system where you have your financial statements already prepared. Immediately payments are made. So immediately Mr. John make payment for Uche and Amarachi. Immediately these payments are captured on your financial reports on real time. Imagine a system that gives you your monthly statement of financial position to actually detect what position is your school in terms of your asset base, your liability base. Imagine a system that actually gives you flexibility and control over your local activities. This system does not just end in school fees collection and it's on its own generator account. No, it helps you manage non-cash activity. What it then means is that if there are payments that are made off the electronic channel, this system can easily help you capture them, putting all your accounting data or all your transaction data in one base, in one platform. Mr. Uche or Mr. John, who has paid off the electronic channel, can easily be captured. The buster has the ability to capture this on the system without having to use manual Excel books or have a different record elsewhere. And the school administrator have an overview, not only the number, because a lot of institutions are today, if you ask the school owner or school administrator, how many students do we have as at now? He will tell you, please give me some time. That might take 2 to 3 days, depending on how tedious their Excel workbook or previous system, semi-previous system they are using actually operates. But with BankPlus, this information can be accurately, I use the word accurately dished out within a blink of an eye, because there is a dashboard that actually shows the management, the total number of students that are currently enrolled in that school as of today, the total number of students that has been enrolled so far, and those that are not longer with the school. So you see that the BankPlus Education does not only cover the electronic payment, it also covers the off the hook payment, which are payments that are actually made using cash-based method. Now we proceed to how does this add more value to the school. Now we are aware that if you are managing more than 10 staffs, salary payment become difficult. You write to banks, you do an Excel upload to banks, and it takes days. Some will get their salary, some will not get, some will be paid today, they will say, all these are real-time problems. But with the BankPlus Education, salary is with a click of a button. And this is without you having to prepare an Excel sheet, without you having to do all kind of transportation to the bank, sending emails, calling accounts officer and managers to help you out, and so on and so forth. These are all real problems that we face in every educational institution, that every educational institution in Nigeria face as of today. So don't take this for granted. We want to help you solve this problem on real time. So, like what the previous speaker said, take this advantage, this offer that BankPlus is actually bringing to your table, because we understand the current architecture that even schools that collect money online today face. They spend a minimum of 2,000 naira per payment they are made to collect. They lose that revenue. But with BankPlus Education, you get payment in full. Parents pay 1.5 million, you get 1.5 million. Not that parents pay 1.5 million, you are getting 1.490 or 1.485. So these are what the BankPlus Education is actually bringing to you. Outside numerous other things that comes with it, automatic reminder, automatic messaging to all parents regarding school activities, and reminders on school resumption, and all these things are automatically done via email and via SMS notification is present in the system. So these are many more we have in BankPlus Education. To save time, because this was actually scheduled for 10 to 11:30, I think this will be the right time to answer your questions. So for school administrators or boxers, accountants who are here, please feel free to ask questions. I will be at the program to actually answer those questions. Thank you, and God bless you. Miriam, you can continue.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed Momosani. Thank you for that insightful session. I know we all have questions to ask. Mr. Sani Ibrahim is raising his hand. Can we have you drop your question, please? Mr. Sani, can you hear me? Mr. Odutola, thank you for your message. Do you have a question for our facilitators? I can see Mr. Sani and is still raised. You can go ahead and ask your question. If you don't want to speak, you can drop it on the chat box. Mr. Oluwafemi Oguntoye, please go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone.
Sir.
Sorry, I missed the large part of the presentation. I was in another meeting, so I just joined. So I don't know if the recording of this will be available so that I can understand more. Then I don't know. I have some questions, but I don't know if the questions have been answered, so I don't bore everyone. Maybe I can just rewatch the presentation and get answers to my. But majorly, what I want to ask is, how do you set up the payment for the school? is it like, do you have like a banking, a fintech platform that the payments are made into? Is the school using its own account, or are they creating new accounts with you? All those things. So I don't know if it has been explained before. So that's what I just wanted to know. So if it's something I can listen to the recording and get the information, so that I don't keep pulling us back. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Oluwafemi. The recording is available on Facebook and YouTube. So I'm going to drop the link to our YouTube page for everyone, so we can go back. There's so much we've learned from this session. So you can always go back and rewatch and send us an email, call us if you have more questions. But of course, the questions Mr. Oluwafemi asked, they are very much valid, and I would love our speakers, any of them, to please address it.
Okay, I think I'll be addressing that question. BankPlus is actually a product of Mehtic Technology. Mehtic Technology is a payment infrastructure provider based in Abuja. So what it then means is that Mehtic Technology already supports, it's already a payment platform on its own that supports financial institutions, including microfinance bank and other microfinance institutions. So how it works is that the bank does not need to open new accounts. They can use their existing accounts as collection accounts. These collection accounts are used to set up the system for the school. So for every payment made, disbursement would actually be made to any account the school deem it fit to set up the system with. I guess that answers the question for Oluwafemi.
What is the I don't know the cost for schools? What does it cost to set it up? What are the commitments, and how is it? That's another thing I want to know.
I think Mr. Kabiru is the product lead. Kabiru will be taking on that question.
Mr.
Okay,
Kabiru.
thank you, Mr. Femi, for that question and your contribution. As for the setup cost, like I said before, per student, we are charging the sum of 500 naira per term. And I said for the benefit of this session, you, instead of committing to a session payment where you pay this per term, that's every term you're expected to pay for every student you have, that's per student. Now we'll be waiving a term for every school that will pick interest in going for this platform on this session. Now it means you'll be committed to just 2 term payments, and we'll be waiving 1 term for you. So the financial commitment to set it up, the deployment and every other thing is free. Even the staff training is free. The only thing you're committed to financially is just the 500 per student per term that you'll be paying. Then it means you'll be paying for 2 terms, and we'll waive 1 term for you. That is just all. Thank you.
Let me chip in some things there. What he means is that the setup cost is actually free. There is no setup cost for the benefit of people who are attending this webinar. And also, the cost he's talking about is per student. However, this means that there are no transaction fees. Once this payment is made per student, there are no transaction fees. Meaning, once a parent pay 1.5 million, you are getting settled 1.5 million. I believe this actually gives a clearer air to that answer.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I would like to reach out to someone maybe later so that we can talk better, because I have other questions I want to ask that we'll talk.
Okay, that's fine.
You can actually drop your number. Hello? Sorry, please. Mr. Femi, you can actually drop your number on the chat. I'll take it from there, then reach out to you, please.
Okay, all right.
All right, thank you. I'll be expecting it now.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Oluwafemi. The next speaker would be Mr. Emmanuel. Mr. Emmanuel, you can go ahead and unmute your mic.
Sorry, I'm just once again. Good morning, everyone. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly. Good morning, sir.
Okay, good morning. I'm sorry, I thought the meeting is by 11 o'clock. I just tuned into the meeting. I was not able to get a preview. At least if I can get a preview of what you have discussed, I will appreciate it. I'm just joining the meeting. Let me just get a preview for what you guys have done. I will appreciate it a lot. I'm very, very sorry for coming online very late. Sincerely apology, not intentional. Please, I'm very, very sorry. Please help me with that, sir.
Okay, Mr. Emmanuel, so this seminar is recorded and you can listen to it via Facebook and YouTube. But for the sake of the fact that you pleaded already, I think I would love Mr. Kabir to just give us a quick brief on what we've discussed. So Mr. Emmanuel can ask any question.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I'm honored for that.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Emmanuel. Thank you for joining us. Just a quick one. We're looking at how to structure our school fees collection so that our parents can actually pay on time. Over the course of this session, we're able to highlight some reasons as to why most parents actually make payments on time. And I was able to let us know from my experience and from my understanding, having gone around some of the schools and even worked with some of these schools, that life happens. Like I said, parents are actually busy. And again, on the part of the school, there is no a set up system that actually tracks all this. Instead of having to go through the stress of the bursar or an admin officer chasing parents up and down, or even placing a phone call to parents to remind them of their school fee. Now, why not go for the system like BankPlus Education, a system, BankPlus Education specifically, that can actually help you automate all these things? Via this our platform, you can get automated reminders that can be sent to parents. Via this platform, you can do seamless reconciliations. Via these platforms, every record of every class, every student, every term can actually be gotten without having to go through the stress of going through manual reconciliation, creating an Excel sheet here and then. Via this platform, staff salaries can be paid without you having to go through the stress of going to the bank, as well as much as high as processing staff salaries before they can get it. All these things are done via the platform. I was able to let us know that on this platform, you're not just copying even the incident of late fees. You're also helping parents structure how they make their payments. I made an instance where I said, I went to a school where a parent walked in with a receipt she got from a POS. I don't know if you can hear me. Now, in this receipt, it contains a payment she made to the school's account for her child. But then there was a discrepancy because the school could not verify this payment. One of the reasons being that the receipt is already washed off. Now, the bursar was finding it hard to reconcile her records and the receipt she was having before her. I just smiled because this happened before me. And this was the reason why I even went to the school to tell them about this, our platform. So I was able to later present it to the school that why go through all this stress of having to receive payment through POS, through this and that, when you can have a platform that does all this for you at a go. All these are some of the challenges schools and parents face. On this platform, every parent has a designated account number for their children. That if I want to pay for a child A, it goes directly to that child's account. If I want to pay for child B, it goes directly to that child's account. Now it helps the bursar or the admin officer who is in charge of this student's account to state manage how all these things are managed. He or she can now go through his records, see that in class 1, I have a 50 pupil or 50 students there. Now their payments are made in accordance to their records. He doesn't, or he or she doesn't have to go through the stress of payment was made. Am I sure it's for apology? Am I sure it's for her? Do you understand? These are some of the things you get from the platform BankPlus Education. Now I also said that on this platform, when I made reference to automated reminders, on this platform, messages can be sent to parents to remind them when their balances are due, when their payments are due, to remind them about how payments can be made instrumentally. Parents can actually give a mandate for direct debit for payments to be made instrumentally. I cited an example where I said, we know how the situation of the country is. Even as at that, not every parent can actually pay 150,000 or 200,000 at a go at the beginning of his term. It helps the school more if they can spread this payment across, even if it is 2 or 4 weeks, where parents have the opportunity to pay in installment. Because in my experience, I believe it is better to have somebody who pays in installment than have someone at all who is not paying. On someone who pays installment and is effective, is much better than someone who is not paying that you have to chase around. Now, it saves cost, it saves the stress, it saves even the school boss or admin having to create enmity between themselves and the parents, because these messages sent to the parents are automated. All these things I enjoyed on the platform. Now, I boiled it down to the financial commitment of this platform. I was able to make reference to typical platforms like Paystack and Flutterwave, which most schools use in getting payments. I was able to reference 150,000 also as a school fee for a particular school, where a particular child is deducted the sum of 2,000 naira. A school is deducted the sum of 2,000 naira per child when the payment is made via Paystack or Flutterwave. You can check this online. Then this is just for a payment. Then the school still goes back to manual reconciliation. The school still goes back to chasing parents to make fees or pay on time. But on the platform, BankPlus Education, all these things are there for you to enjoy at a meager amount of just 500 naira. And I said, for the benefit of those attendees who have on the seminar, I'll be giving should I call it a discount or a waive of a term. Yeah, a particular school here that is interested in going for this platform, the deployment and the setup is free. Now, you're only committing yourself to 2-term payment, then we'll waive a term for you because you attended the seminar. So these are some of the things we're able to look at on this seminar that you've missed. So you're just generally looking at how parents can, how we can actually help parents, or how school can actually structure their fee collections, how it can also be of help on the part of the parents and the likes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kabiru. Okay, so I've shared the link to YouTube and Facebook. You can have access to this seminar after this session. Thank you so much. And I want to say a very big thank you to everybody that joined this meeting today via Google Meet, via YouTube, via Facebook. We sincerely appreciate that you take out time to attend this. It shows that you are really committed to scaling your educational institution. And I put it to you, it's a very, very fantastic thing. Mr. Emmanuel is joining us back. I think he lost connection. Mr. Emmanuel.
Hello?
Oh, Mr. Emmanuel, welcome back.
Yeah, sorry, I was interrupted, please. I'm very sorry for that, please.
Yeah, that's fine.
According to the speaker, he was talking about backlog and how we can make school fees collection very easier, simple, and faster for the school, and also to avoid issues of reconciliation issues that most of the school buzzers and the school management face. Okay, I want to find out the 500 naira per term. That means you are going to pay for 2 terms, while the other term is free. Am I right?
You're correct.
Okay, now and the second one, I want to find out on the issue of the integration of the account. Are we going to have any gateway payments that we'll be making payment to, or every child will have a designated account which will be linked to any bank account, look to any bank that, okay, child A, you have a specific bank account details. Let me use, for example, like FCMB or First Bank. That means the child will have a child A will have a bank account. In case you are making payments for the child, we will make all direct payments to that account, and the account will reflect back to the backlog system. That's what I want to find out, whether it is really integrated or it will happen. And also, if they're using a POS machine, whether we are going to partner with banks to have a POS that will also integrate the payment to have different channels of payment. That's why I want to find out. And my last questions I want to find out about the reminder for the parent or who does not pay or who pays and everything. Are we going to pay for the bulk SMS, or is entailed with the 500 per child for every service for that term?
Okay,
for now, that's my question before I proceed.
All right. Okay. So, Mr. Ahmed, can you please address the question?
I should repeat myself again?
No. Okay. Fine. I think we got you. Mr. Ahmed,
Okay.
Yes, for SMS notification, SMS notification are paid for separately, but emails are free.
Okay,
The 500
SMS
naira, the 500 naira per child means that there are no other transaction fees that are incurred. But for broadcast, where you have to do general message to parents on the platform, you pay for SMS calls separately.
Okay, sorry, can I? No, that's my first question. That one has been answered. I want to also find out, would there be any integrated WhatsApp notification for reminder to avoid cost of paying so much on SMS due to the school that is large?
Yes, if you are committing in for a session, we also give you WhatsApp for free.
Okay, WhatsApp for free.
Yes. So for parents who are on WhatsApp, we can actually give you WhatsApp for free.
Okay, you can go ahead and answer all my questions. I've gotten now more clear for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask, for the SMS chat, can we know the cost of the SMS chat per SMS?
Per SMS is 7 naira. Yes, 7 naira per SMS. Yeah.
Per SMS. Okay. And the SMS, is it for the full payment, or if the child pay like 2 or 3 times and get notification, we also have the cost to pay for the 3 times?
For notifications on reminders, the only way you'll be charged off the SMS is only when you are doing your own broadcast, like you are sending, oh, happy Father's Day, happy Mother's Day. But for notification of transactions and the rest, you are not charged a penny.
Okay, thank you very much. Very clear for that. You can go ahead and answer the other questions. I want to say that.
I think the other question was about if each student has an account number.
Yes. Each and every student is assigned an account number by the system.
Okay, by the system.
Yes.
I want to find out, is it a bank account number or a generated account number, a system account number for each person? That's what I want to find out.
It's a NUBA standard account number, which can receive money from any bank in Nigeria.
Okay, which of the bank partner are we going to partner with? So is this the backlog on that platform, on the payment platform?
Okay, on this, Mehtic Technology is already in partnership with banks such as FCMB, Providence Bank, Express Payments, and others. So, but for the purpose of those in this call, we'll be linking you up with FCMB. But this does not affect your internal operation. What it then means is that the school does not have to open an account with any bank these account numbers are generated for, because these are already established rails and partnership between Mehtic Technology and these banks. All the school have to bother about is to provide their own account number where the settlement automatically goes to. Whether First Bank, GT Bank, any bank that they are already comfortable with. We don't push you to, you must open an account with a specific bank to run on the system.
Okay, that's a very fantastic one, very interesting one. Okay, that is well understood. That there will be a generated bank account for each of the students. The child can use that account until it's finished from the school. Or will there be any new change every term, or it will be on the yearly basis or academic section, or the child will have that designated account until it's finished?
So the account is carried by the child until the child is exiting that school, whether it's graduating or moving to another school. That's only when the account is terminated. But that account lasts as long as that child remains in that school.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, you can continue to the other questions.
All right, thank you.
Understood very well. Understood. You can continue to the other questions. Okay.
All right, I think the other question asked is about POS.
Yes, POS. Yes, whether we can integrate POS on it, or whether backlog will give us a POS, which they can use a card payment. So,
okay, we don't actually give POS to schools, but however, if you have POS, we can look for a way to actually bring in integration from this POS or go through on a workflow that makes the POS sync with any child who is using card as a means of payment.
Okay, let me just try to see whether can I ask the questions?
Go ahead. It's actually a question and answer segment.
Yes, I want to find out now if the school has their own personal POS and probably they can integrate the school account number that is using the POS.
Sorry, your line was breaking.
It's the call that is the problem. I'm very sorry for that. I want to ask now, if we submit, I'm trying to be probably it will work better. If the school has their own POS machine, probably they can use the account of that POS machine to integrate with BankPlus to ensure that they can also be receiving payments as long as it's reflecting to the account with the card payment.
Exactly, that's what I just said. That we can give you a workflow that makes that POS synchronized with the system automatically, whether if the parents are paying using card.
Okay. Thank you very much. Understood very much. Thank you very much.
Hello, good morning. I have two questions. Hello, are you hearing me?
Good morning, ma. Go ahead.
I have two questions. Okay. If we want to send the bulk SMS, how do we separate the slow payer and people that are paid before sending the bulk SMS? That's number one. And the second one is about the links. I think if it is possible, will be very better if we have a demo that is offline video after subscription, so that one can remind us how to navigate the system. Thank you. That is my two questions that I have.
Thank you so much, ma. Definitely, we have your email. I believe you registered for this seminar. This is
Yes.
Okay, so all information will be asked via email.
Send the link to me. Hello.
And the link.
Someone send the link to me.
Say that again.
I said someone send the links to me to join.
By email.
No, WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, yes. So sent to you by the company. So for any other information, it will also be communicated to you by those channels. And the demo and the links to the seminar. So, Mr. Ahmed, please.
You know one about the SMS, bulk SMS.
Yes.
The
system automatically gives you that ability to either send message to everybody or send message to only those that are yet to make payments, or send message to those who have already made payments completely, or those who have made partial payments. The system gives you that ability.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
You're welcome. So you have the ability to.
All right.
Do we have any other question before we end the session? Okay, Mr. Kabir Usman, can you drop your phone number, your contact information on the chat box? So for anybody that wants to reach out to you, they can do that.
All right, I'll do that now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And the recording for this seminar, the link to the recording will be sent to everyone's email. And our social media handles will also be sent in case you have the need for more inquiries. Thank you all for joining this session today. We are glad to have you. Thank you so much. With this, we have come to the end of the session. Thank you. I remain your humble moderator, Slimon Miriam Oluwatimilane. Thank you.